Hi, I'm Susan Winter. I get people writing me that their greatest fear is that they're too nice. Now, I get this. We worry that if we're nice in life and in love, that therefore we'll be perceived as a chump, that people will take advantage of us, and yet we don't want to give up this quality that we admire. So I have a couple of steps for you to consider and things that I know will help you so that you can really align yourself with the strength of this very admirable position. First of all, it takes a lot more effort to be kind, loving, open, and nice than it does to be surly, impatient, and cruel. It takes a lot more evolution and understanding to choose, actively choose, to be the better version of yourself. So let's make this work for you. The first way is to absolutely come into agreement with it philosophically, to understand that you're an inherently nice person and that the only power that you will ever find as a human being to function from is to live in the truth of who you really are. So by understanding that you have made a choice to be kind, to be loving, to be the better version of yourself, because you personally admire that and you want to be that in the world, that is very empowering. That's an action step. That says, I'm not going to let this world taint the beautiful version that I know is possible, that I can be here. So come into absolute agreement with that you will embrace, not rail against this part of yourself. That's the beginning to really getting solid and having it be powerful. Number two, how do you handle boundaries and how do you handle being nice when people would like to use that against you? First of all, let's deconstruct the fact that because you're nice doesn't mean that you're more prone to being abused. The reality is that there are people who will choose to do cruel and horrible things regardless of whether you're nice or not. As a matter of fact, the fact that you're a kind person would make it a little bit harder for them to want to do these things to you. But everybody, independent of their personality, is going to get their fair share of betrayal, abuse, people that want to create harm because they don't have another skill set to really get what they want. So we're all going to get it. So make peace with that. And then understand that how you express this needs to be clever. You need to think your way through each one of your relationships and figure out who do you want to associate with. We can't choose our family, we can't choose our coworkers, but in our personal lives and in our romantic lives, we get to choose people that bring out the best in us, people that don't test our boundaries. I have done numerous times of absolute spring house cleaning. I've eliminated 90% of the people in my life because I realized that I have to continually reinforce my boundaries to be nice because they're trying to get time, attention, resources, something, and it's about them. It's really not about me. You have every right to select carefully with whom you want to be this kind and nice person, how far you let them in on the inner circle. And the minute you start eliminating people that you realize really don't have your best intentions at hand, that really aren't playing fair, you will find an immediate release from all this anxiety that you have. And thirdly, how do you be the person that you want to be and live in this world today? Separate and apart from your boundaries, separate and apart from accepting your disposition. You find the strength and clarity in knowing that this is a choice and that you do it in a clever fashion, meaning you clearly state your needs, your boundaries, and assess every interaction according to if this is something that feels right for you or it doesn't. Because this is your kindness, you have a right as to with whom you want to share that and to what degree. That you may not know. Kind doesn't mean I'm going to give you everything you want, the way you want it. Kind means I'm going to consider this, figure out if this is something that I can do, if it's something that I want to do, what degree and what aspect do I feel like participating? And then get back to you. Sometimes instead of saying yes, a good choice is to say, let me think about it. Give me some time to think about that. Nice people do very well in love. Don't think that you're being a chump because you're nice. As a matter of fact, kind-hearted people are the ones who actually inspire warmth and emotion from their mates. So be proud of this choice that you've made and honor the characteristic inherently that you have that makes you a finer human being. Get behind it and let it work for you. Thank you. Susan Winter for SusanWinter.net.